What is going on, YouTube? Patrick here. A little bit late this week. This week has been very busy, but still wanted to do some what solds with everybody. New microphone seems to be doing pretty well. I'm trying out a different webcam at the moment as also. As far as sales go, 14 sales last week for a pretty good amount of money. One of the best sales weeks we've had in a while. I cheated a little bit. Stay tuned to the last couple sales and I'll tell you how I cheated. But yeah, let's get into the sales. There's some pretty good ones. All right. Well, up first this week is from Amazon. Yeah, I'm not usually selling a ton of stuff on Amazon, but this one seemed like if I put it up on eBay, I was going to get maybe $15 to $20 for it. On Amazon, it was selling for a lot more, and it's hard to tell. I haven't actually taken the screenshot yet to put it up there. But what I've got here is $38.54. And this was a like a big package of 10 VHS tapes, brand new and sealed. Got these at an estate sale in the fall when we got a whole bunch of really good electronics. I mean, it was just a great pickup. At the time, right, I thought I was only going to be able to sell this on eBay and probably get like $15. So considering I didn't really get a price on any one item at that sale, everything was a bundle price. I assigned it a cost of about $2. And like I said, I got myself ungated to where I could sell this as merchant fulfilled. So I self-fulfilled this. And like I said, sold for $38.54 after shipping. So pretty good, pretty nice little flip there to kick us off this week. All right, up second this week is a toy. This is a small soldier's figure. This is actually vintage now because it's from the 90s. Found this with a couple other figures a few weeks ago. This, if you've studied any kind of toys, like this is just kind of one of those toy lines to be on the lookout for. They do really well, especially if you have the armor, the weapons, the pieces, any of those kinds of things. It's going to do really well. And of course, if you can find them brand new, it's like finding gold. I don't really think any of us is really going to be finding a lot of this stuff brand new very often. If ever, I've never seen anything like this brand new, or if you do find it brand new, it's going to be, people are going to know what it's worth. Because I got this at a thrift store, I ended up paying $2.60 for it. I probably paid $4.99 for everything that was in the bag, and I kind of split the value the cost between the two items in there, so that made sense. So, but for $15, that's a great action figure flip for sure. All right, third sale of this week is a baseball glove. This is an Easton Nat 80, which I don't really know how the different model numbers work, but yeah, Amber and I got this one also at a thrift store. We bought like 6 or 7 different gloves on this one Saturday morning. Each of them were about $5, including this one, and we've been selling them anywhere from $20 to $40, and they've been really solid. Mostly what I bought was Rawlings, and so definitely can recommend that. This Easton one looked good. It was in really good shape. And so I was like, I'm just going to pick it up and see how it does. It's been something I've been trying to learn in the last year is baseball, specifically gloves, but also bats and maybe anything else I can figure out. But this glove did really well at $30, and I was into it for about $5. So great flip. All right, fourth this week is a VCR sale. This one's been for sale for a while, actually. Got this a while back for about $12, and it ended up selling for $40 plus shipping. So honestly, right about where I thought I was going to. These Panasonic VCRs are pretty good. Of course, if you can get the remote control, it's going to do even better. Most of the time, you're not going to be able to, especially if you're getting it at a thrift store, even at an estate sale or a garage sale. You're not going to get the remote very often. Estate sale, you may get a little luckier, and even at a garage sale, the trick there is ask the people. Hey, this should have a remote. Do you have it somewhere? Do you mind going looking for it? Especially if it's a little bit later in the morning or even after lunch, they're going to probably go and take a look inside, see if they can find it for you. I've gotten actually a ton of remotes that way. And sometimes they bring out remotes and they're like, this is for something else, but you can try it. And I'm like, I'll pay you for this because it's a good remote, right? Kind of thing. So you might actually find something you didn't even know you were looking for. But like I said, I was into this for $12, sold it for $40. Solid VCR flip right there. All right, number 5 this week. This is a new one for me. This is for a Craftsman drill, it's a battery charger for it. And I ended up picking up a drill, a couple batteries, and this charger for about $8 a couple weeks ago. And right, this was really good. $35 is what this sold for plus shipping. And for the whole bundle, I was only into for $8. So definitely something I want to learn a little bit more about in the future. I had seen some other YouTubers talking about these chargers being really good and something you should be picking up. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. Now, I'm also pretty cautious, so I definitely looked it up on my phone while I was in the thrift store, saw what it was selling for, definitely was going to, no problem, definitely picking that up at that point. But now I probably may just pick it up without even looking it up in the future, right? Just it had that much value to it. Like I think with $8, I should be able to make close to 100 off of everything I bought. So definitely something I want to add to my wheelhouse that I can get going forward. All right, number 6 this week. Yeah, I'm gonna pop it up there now. Look at the sale number on this thing. Yeah, this one is the sale of the week. My friend Matt had a couple of these laying around and said, "Hey, can you try and sell these for me?" And the other one sold for like, I don't know, like $15 free shipping. Really wasn't worth a ton. This one sold for $265 free shipping. That is a lot better, you guys, right? Now, I also added insurance to this. That cost a couple dollars more, and I added signature confirmation. So again, a couple dollars more. It ended up costing about $15 all in to ship. So after shipping, it's going to be $250 though. So pretty fantastic. Whenever I take on commissions like this, I do a 40%, 40%, 20% split. So 40% goes to me, 40% goes to Matt, and then 20% set aside for fees, shipping, any of those kinds of charges, right? So it's going to be about $100 to me and $100 to Matt. Thank you, Matt. All right, up 7th this week, Transformers Rescue Bots. This guy, right, he's about 12 inches tall. I bought a bunch of these just to see how they would do, not really knowing if they were going to be any good or not. And right, I think I ended up paying $2.99 each for them. And this was not the one I thought would sell first, you guys. I was not really expecting this to sell for any amount of money at all, but it did. It sold for I think $16 free shipping, and it was a lot to ship. It was like $9 to ship, so it's going to end up being $6.41 after shipping. Holy cow, that is pretty bad actually. The idea being, why did I buy these? I just really wanted to see is if I can get these cheap enough at a garage sale, should I buy them again? Maybe a quarter, maybe 50 cents would be a really good price for this, considering I think a lot of them are going to sit for a while. There's like everything, maybe the top 10% of this category that maybe I should be taking a look out for. I'm not really sure what that is, but like I said, I wasn't really expecting this one to sell first. It did. And I'm happy it sold. It's pretty interesting learning and something hopefully you guys learn from as well. Up 8th this week, this is a G.I. Joe toy, right? Doesn't have the figure and it wasn't complete, and it didn't actually have any of the stickers on it that it was supposed to have either. I picked up this huge tote of 12-inch G.I. Joes, which ended up being a mixture of G.I. Joes and a few of the other military action figure lines that are out there, along with this and a couple other toys actually. And I ended up getting it for about $30. And you can see just this one toy sold for $15. So I'm probably going to do pretty well on this. I think at the end of the day, I'm gonna make in profit like $100 to $150. So pretty good. It was a lot of work, honestly. This thing sat in the eBaby room and collected dust for months before I finally got back to it. Went through it, made sure I knew what accessories were supposed to go with what toy. And it ended up not really mattering, to be honest, you guys. Most of them weren't worth it. They didn't sell very well unless they were in pristine or brand new condition. So I made myself a big bundle out of most of it. But this one seemed like it would sell by itself, and sure enough, it sold within a few days for the $15. Because it was a part of a bundle, I've assigned a cost to it from that $30 I paid for the whole thing of $2.69. What do you get? That's pretty funny, right? But it's going to be about $12 in profit, which is pretty solid. Number 9 this week. This one's a little bit weird. I asked Amber if she thought it was the weird sale of the week, and she said no. She actually said there wasn't one this week, which that's weird all by itself, right? But this I got at a garage sale for $1. I thought he was pretty interesting. I didn't really recognize the brand on him, but I was like, for $1, I'm just going to buy him. And he ended up sitting for about 6 months before he sold. And I thought I might be able to get $20 for him. I was able to use Google Lens and figure out what he was, what line he was from. And I just said sell similar on eBay, right? And I ended up taking a best offer of $15, which I think is pretty good for $1 for an action figure, right? The other one I sold earlier, I paid more than $1 for and sold for 15. So $1 going into 15 is going to be pretty solid here. Yeah. So this guy is definitely, I think, maybe the weird sale of the week. All right, item number 10 this week, Nerf Dart refill pack, right? This one is, there's 10 darts in there. I had bought a whole bunch of these things. I think like 10 packs of them for only like $5 or $6, something like that. I got a great deal at the thrift store I got them from. I ended up selling like 8 of them together in a big bundle, and I think I charged like $4 each, something like that. So it ended up being a pretty good sale, considering I didn't really know how much they were going to be worth. This one was different than the rest, so I listed it by itself, and then there was even one more package that I listed by itself. And this one took a little longer to sell. It did. Sold it for $8 plus shipping, so honestly pretty good. I had a cost on there of $1.16, right, since it was part of a bundle as well. Item number 11 this week. I honestly, you guys, I thought this was going to end up being a sale of the week at some point, because I thought that since it was brand new in the box and is really vintage, that this might sell for like hundreds of dollars. And it sat for almost a year and a half. I got a couple of really low offers, but there was a ton of watchers. So I started thinking like, well, what can I do with all these items that I have for sale that aren't selling? Then there's lots of watchers. And I put the question up on Facebook into one of the groups, and people said, well, if there's a lot of watchers, it might make a good candidate for an auction. And I was like, oh, I really like that idea. So I put this item plus the next 2 items up for auction. And this is what I got. I ended up selling it for $70 plus shipping. So definitely a lot less than I was hoping for. But not bad, right? This was Amber's dad's mother's house. So Amber's grandma's house. We were helping them clear out the attic at one point a couple of years ago. And there was all sorts of interesting stuff in there. Oh my gosh, you guys, probably a picker's paradise, to be quite honest. We could have gone through that house like with every item trying to figure out if it's worth something. I ended up just taking the things that were interesting and I thought had a really good chance of doing it. We donated a bunch, to be honest, right? Like not everything was a home run. But this one was interesting, and decided to put it up. And like I said, here we are, $70. So since it was another of these consignment type deals, it's going to be about $28 to me and $20 to Minnie. Thank you, Minnie. Item number 12. This one's pretty cool too. Got this at an estate sale in the fall, and it was one of those things where I'm like, I know this is Pokemon, but is it one of those Pokemon toys where there's no value because they've mass produced it? Or is it going to be a good one? And so Google Lens again, you guys. That was my friend. Found the toy, found out what it was selling for. Even without the wings, was doing pretty well. Mine had the wings. So took it home. Of course, there was some battery corrosion, so I had to clean it up, which I did. And sat there for 6 months, something like that. And I said, well, it's got a whole bunch of watchers, though. Let's put this one up for auction as well. And it ended up selling for $53, which I thought it was worth about $50. So honestly, right in line with what I thought. And I got this, like I said, at that estate sale, I only paid $2 for this. So really, really solid toy flip going from $2 to $53. All right, and the last item of the week, another of these auctions. This is a Star Wars toy. I recognized it because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So just was like, hey, this is Star Wars. I've done pretty well with other Star Wars toys like this. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to buy it. I think it was $3.99, maybe $2.99, something like that. I wrote down here $5 because my accounting system is weird. But that's probably what it ended up being. And I thought it would sell for $25. And at the auction, it sold for $21.50. So pretty close to that. I don't mind a toy like this, right? There's no moving parts. I didn't have to fix anything. There was no... That scared the bejesus out of me, you guys. I don't know why somebody would do that to me. I'm going to pause and see who is at the door. All right, I'm back. It was a package delivery. I don't know why they needed to ring the bell. I would have gone down and checked it with my mail at some point anyway. So anyway, yeah, that is going to do it this week, you guys. In total, $630 in sales. So really solid week. Total sold was 14 items actually. So only 14. Of course, it helps when you have a $250 item, right? That always helps quite a bit. I'm going to estimate about $98 in fees, and cost of goods sold was $167. So about $265 in expenses out of that $630, right? So after all that, spent about 10 hours last week working on reselling, about an hour and a half sourcing, 4 hours listing, about an hour and a half shipping, and I did about 3 hours in research last week. So like I said, I ended up about 10. So the $630 minus the 265 divided by 10. So it would have been $370, and it's about $37 an hour then. So that definitely meets my goal. My goal is $30 an hour. So really, really good week last week. It's been really weird. I don't know if you guys have seen this also. Comment down below if you have. But the weeks have been slow. And then all of a sudden, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I make a bunch of sales. Just kind of out of nowhere. We've had big shipping party nights on Sunday nights. So Amber and I have been just busting our butts on Sunday nights to get these things out the door. Let me know if you guys are having the same thing. If you've enjoyed this content, please do smash that like button. And if you're interested in subscribing, please do so. If not, that's okay. I don't mind at all. Once again, my name is Patrick, and thank you very much.